Ladies and gentlemen, we call him the Big Funny.
Yeah.
Mr. Travis Simmons.
Thank you. 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 I'm tall too, yeah. I'm glad you noticed I was a tall guy. I did a show one time at another Seattle club. I don't want to say its name, but it rhymes with Wiggles. And they introduced me like this.
Your next comedian is a black guy.
I'm like, black guy? I'm tall guy. I got more tall guy problems than black guy problems. No matter whose car I get in, my knees are on the dashboard. Not everybody black got to worry about that, right? When I would go to like the big and tall shop, I realized that it's not big and tall. It's really big or tall. Right? Like the pants would be like a 52 waist with a 22 inseam. There's no 40-40 in the big and tall shop. But I understand that people will see you how they see you from a distance. So I figured that from then on, if ever I was in a room and everybody else is white, I'm black guy. If I'm in a room and everybody else is black, I'm tall guy. And when I'm on the basketball court, I'm old, slow, fat motherfucker. It used to be a little player. One of my high school basketball teammates is in here somewhere. Will. I got a bunch of high school friends over here in this area. That's pretty cool, huh? They never saw me do comedy before, so this is going to be fun. I'm really glad to be back in Seattle. I love the people. I love my friends. I love the weed. I've been to some places with some really bad weed. I was in Montana. Yeah. And after the show, the guy said, "You want some weed?" I said, "Is it any good?" He said, "Where you from?" I said, "Seattle." He said, "Oh, you don't want none of this." I was in Arizona, took a hit, and it was so bad, I realized that I was going to get a sore throat before I got high. That's a bad weed, right? Name for me, if you will, some of the more famous weed smokers of all time. Jimi Hendrix. Bob Marley. Snoop. Cheech and Chong. Bill Clinton. Yeah. Then he stuck it in her pussy, right? I was watching a documentary about jazz, and on there they said that Louis Armstrong used to smoke weed every day, all day long, and they asked him why. And he said that it was the 1930s and 40s, and the marijuana was his insulator against the pain of racism. I'm thinking, of course. That's what Louis meant when he said, "I see trees of green and clouds of white, pass by, but pack it tight. I think myself, what Thank you. Y'all laughing so hard, hook me up after the show. I'm out with shit. You got me? Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't like the word racist, because the word racist sounds too much like scientist. It sounds like you thought some shit through, but you didn't. And it's very easy to not be racist. I used to believe that all Asian people look the same, until I had an Asian friend. Then I saw another Asian person, and I said to myself, "Hey, that ain't Steve." Some of y'all know Steve? Really, it was Dylan. Good. Since the last time I was here, I lost 60 pounds. I was watching Oprah, and Oprah's doctor, Dr. Oz, said that if you're a man with belly fat, the belly fat makes your adrenal glands produce estrogen instead of adrenaline. So those ain't man boobs. Those are titties. And you gotta be careful that your titties get too big, fellas, because you could accidentally give your woman a lesbian fantasy. True story. Black woman, 49, said, I'm gonna tell you something that women talk about amongst themselves, but they never tell guys. I'm thinking, I gotta hear this shit. She said that she was at a hotel room with her fiance. He's heavy. He's fat. She's coming out of the bathroom. He's sitting on the bed. She said she looked at him in a silhouette. His fat butt had him raised up off the bed more than he should have been. His gut was covered with his male parts, his big old boobs. She said she felt like she was about to lay down with her aunt. We got some aunts in the room. I'm Aunt the Big Funny. The silver lining is Dr. Oz also said that if you're a man and you lose 30 pounds, you gain an extra inch of dick. Yes. So that means Jared from Subway is a monster. They named the sandwich after his ass. That's why they call it the $5 foot long. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that. Coming out, I saw on Discovery Channel, coming out in a few months, is a brand new male version of the birth control pill. Men are going to be able to start taking the pill. She's fucking. My question is, what woman in her right mind is going to trust that the guy took the pill? Right? We can't even put a seat down without being reminded to. And as much as we'll lie for sex, it'll be easy for us to go, no, baby, I don't have any condoms. I'm taking a pill. And as expensive as medicine is, a guy would have to be positive he got a sure thing going on before he took like a $35 pill, right? You'd be sitting there going, hey, you better show me a titty or something. Right? And then, how would it work? What's going to happen? Like you're about to come and all of a sudden, big burst of air fly at you there. And your woman is sitting there looking like Dizzy Gillespie. That's my jazz musician blowjob joke there for you. I don't like the word blowjob. It's very difficult to get someone to do something that sounds like work. Right? It should be more inviting, like blow party. Make her believe spectacular things are going to happen. Maybe call it a blow circus. Make almost any woman willing to go down there. Call it a blowout sale. I'm going to give you some shoes, baby, with the matching purse. Shit, we're going to Macy's. They also have, I saw the commercial for the Viagra for women, but on the commercial, the warning says, only works on women with physical problems, does not work on women with mental problems. And I'm thinking, that shit don't work. All women are crazy, right? Any woman in here not crazy? You're not crazy? Have you had more than one boyfriend in your life? Yes? See, right now you don't know this. But one of your ex-boyfriends is hanging around the fellas. And one of his buddies just said to him, hey man, remember that crazy bitch? Men are crazy too. Who's crazier, men or women? Because women actually believe the next guy is going to be different. See, men, we know all women are crazy, and to us, it only depends on what kind of crazy. Can we deal with your crazy? And what we gonna get for dealing with your crazy? And that's how we describe you to our friends. We go, yeah, man, she's crazy, but crazy, but you see that ass. Crazy, but you know I love titties, man. Your buddy comes over to eat dinner, your woman leaves the room, and your buddy's like, man, why do you let her talk to you that way? And you're like, taste this. If your lady's not laughing, she can't cook. Okay. I saw on MSNBC, they had a doctor on there, and he said that the way for men to prevent prostate cancer is to masturbate 5 times a week. And I'm thinking, shit, I gotta cut back. This is great news, fellas. So now, if your woman finds your porn or stumbles across you doing your thing, you got something to say. You can be like, come on, baby. You know I love you, but doctor's orders. Why don't you give me a hand and save my life? Is that too much? During the primaries, people would ask me things like, well, how do you feel about Barack? Will you vote for him? And I said, during that time, Barack Obama cannot have my vote until I hear how he says motherfucker. Because if he goes motherfucker, I was going to have to vote for Hillary because I know she called Bill a motherfucker too. I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I told that joke, and a black woman lawyer came up to me and said, I heard Barack say it before. I said, how'd he say it? She said, he said it right. I said, well, was it an ER or an A? And she said, it was an IN. I got you cussing in your head. See, I did that? Wouldn't you want to see the president say that word with an IN and mean it for all the people? It'd be something like, now that I'm president, we need some motherfucking health care. It's not about how he cusses. It's about how he responds to extreme pressure. Like, what is he going to really do when the chips are down? Mr. President, terrorists have kidnapped the First Lady.
My Michelle? Terrorists have kidnapped my Michelle? They don't know the power of the motherfucking dark side.
Back to the dick jokes. My very first joke I ever did on stage at the Comedy Underground, like 12 years ago, I walked on stage and I said, what if Darth Vader was a pimp? Right?
The force is with you, young streetwalker. You and me, together we can rule this intersection. It is your destiny.
In relationships, I believe that it's more important to find someone that can think good rather than fuck good. Because you spend more time thinking than you do fucking. And if you're with someone that can fuck good but they can't think good, as soon as you get done fucking, you're thinking, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Now, if you're smart, you should be thinking, shouldn't that be think well? Just a couple. I thought this was Seattle. They gets no response in Montana at all. Good. All right. things like men think with their dick. It's true. It's true. But the only reason is because women bargain with the pussy. And if you're going to be bargaining with your pussy, you're going to make us think with our dick. Because I don't speak pussy. But my dick knows a few languages. It's not very difficult, ladies, to be bargaining with your pussy. Ladies, if you look halfway decent, you turn down hundreds of dick in your life. And if you... Where's the half-decent looking lady? Okay, now, okay, that's true. But if you're raggedy as hell, ladies, you turn down hundreds of dick in your life. It don't matter. No matter what you look like, somebody wants to get in your holes, okay? Is that getting dirty, too dirty now? You get dirtier, it's going to be crazy, man. All right. How many of you saw the movie Super Size Me? Okay. Gross movie. Yeah, the guy decides to eat nothing but McDonald's for 30 days and 30 nights. In the very beginning of the movie, they show that McDonald's is being sued, and McDonald's lawyers trying to get the case dismissed, wrote to the judge, it's common knowledge that McDonald's is unhealthy. And I'm thinking, unhealthy? I thought it was just not healthy. See, not healthy leaves you at 0. Unhealthy takes your ass to the negative. At the end of the movie, they show they have McDonald's as the cafeteria of high schools and hospitals. As a comedian, I'm trying to come up with analogies and similes. So, you know what putting a McDonald's in a hospital is like? What? That's like putting a McDonald's in a hospital. I can't even think of shit. Okay? Everything I thought was like really nasty. Like, here, I'll tell you one. Putting McDonald's in a hospital would be like selling pussy at the free clinic. Yeah, no matter how hungry you are, don't eat that shit. Some of y'all work at McDonald's or something? Whenever I tell people I'm from Seattle, they always say the same things. They say, how do you deal with the rain? Right? Does that you get as well? And I tell them, I love the rain. I feel safe in the rain because no one is going to wait in the rain to rob you. And if they did, you know, they got a knife, I got an umbrella, I'm kicking their ass. Problem is, in Seattle, most people from Seattle don't really carry an umbrella, right? But if we did, we'd be like Jackie Chan with an umbrella. Sometimes when I tell a joke, I like to think, like, how would another comedian have told that joke? Bill Cosby would tell the rain joke like this. He would go, man, in Seattle, you don't have to worry about a thing, you understand? Because you can't hold the umbrella and the gun and reach for the wallet at the same time. That's kind of how I might do it, right? Carlin would give you like 25 different ways to say umbrella. Red Fox would be like, get out the rain, dummy! You know, wetting up the rug. They had a contest. Who could do Bill Cosby's voice the best? Top 5 got free tickets, and the winner got to meet Bill Cosby. I got to meet Bill Cosby, okay? For a comedian to meet Bill Cosby, that's like meeting Jesus with jokes, okay? It's like, okay, this is all true. I get there. It's me, 5 kids in wheelchairs, and a guy who had a Jell-O mold of Bill Cosby's face. Okay, the guy with the Jell-O mold, he had made a Jell-O mold 20 years ago. He had tried to give it to Bill then. Bill said he had no place to put it, so the guy took it home, put it in the refrigerator, and kept it for 20 years, waiting for a second chance to give it to Bill Cosby. He gets to go first. He tries to give it to Bill. Bill looks at it and goes, oh, thank you, but why don't you just keep this, and that way I'll always be with you. I thought that shit was the funniest shit ever. I was just rolling, man. I get to go next. And Bill looks at me and says, so how'd you get in here? And right away I said, I was doing an impersonation of you. And he said, no, you sound Jamaican. Right? So we talked for a little while, and I knew 4 days in advance I was going to meet Bill Cosby, so I had questions ready. And I asked him, is the reason why Fat Albert sounds the way it does, would that be because Louis Armstrong was one of your idols? And he said, yes. Does that make sense? Hey, it's the same thing. Okay? And I figured if I could do Bill's voice, then maybe I could do whoever does Bill's voice. That's how I learned how to do impressions. Right? Makes sense? So, see what I'm saying? Okay. So we talked for a while, and I say to him, you should do Bill Cosby's Cosby Comedians for like HBO, for the clean comedians. And he said, yeah, I'll see if somebody will promote that. And at the very end, he signed my shirt, and he wrote, best wishes, Bill Cosby. But in my ear, as he wrote it, he said, fuck you, Eddie Murphy. Sex is like basketball. A lot of people brag that they're good at it, but it all depends on who you've been playing with. Right, fellas? Think about it, fellas. You can be with a woman whose nipples are really sensitive. And if you're taking the time to figure her out, you can get her going good with one finger. You don't need to do this. Right? But then you're with a woman whose nipples aren't sensitive at all, and you're trying the same old nipple moves, and she's like, hey, stop trying to hit 3-pointers and take it to the hole. Get in the paint, finger rolling. Come back up with a double dribble. I just thought of that just now. I like that one. That was good. Foul. Foul, you fouled him. Oh, Lord. Okay. Many people have been asked before, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And people say the same things all the time. Flying. What else? Invisible. X-ray vision. What is? You want to transform into somebody else? That's a woman trying to cheat on my face. That wasn't me, that was my sister. That wasn't me. I just thought of that too. Now, normally the top three are flying, X-ray vision, and invisible. Well, first of all, I believe that if you can fly, you had better be invisible too. Because not everybody knows you're the flying guy and they'll shoot your ass out of the sky. And X-ray vision, when people really say that, what they mean is see-through vision. Yeah. No guy's trying to see your bones, okay? And there's a few who probably can get off on that, okay? Right? No guy's going, oh, baby, you're female, baby, you're female. But the answer to the question, what would be the best superpower to have, came to me in a dream. In the dream, I was 22 again, and I had the ability to make my dick taste like anything. Come on, fellas, think about it. You're 22 again. You're leaving the club, she's in the car, you got the power. Hey, girl, what you like to eat? Ice cream? What flavor? Yeah. See, as crazy as it is right now, many women in the room are thinking of a flavor. What flavors, ladies? Chocolate. Chocolate. She likes brothers. What other flavors?
Strawberry. Vanilla.
Bologna. What kind of shit you trying to get into? You got a freak at table 9. What did you say? Spumoni. Spumoni. We got a gold digger over here. And then she said vanilla, right? Strawberry likes gay guys. Fellas, if we could choose the flavor, what flavor would we choose?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough. That's a man trying to stay down for a while right there. What are the flavors, fellas? Crunch. Did you say crunch? What woman wants a crunchy pussy? I don't understand. Crunch. If your pussy's crunchy, see a doctor. I know, see a couple doctors. If your pussy's crunchy, get a second opinion. Like, I can't believe she said that shit either. Crunch. That's gonna be on my album on iTunes real soon. I couldn't even make up somebody yelling out crunch. At least she wouldn't yell out crunch on the dick, because I'd be like, wow. All right. We need to go dirty to keep this shit going, probably. Here we go. I used to work in a porn store. You didn't know that, right? When you work in a porn store, people will tell you all kinds of things they wouldn't normally tell anybody else. Okay? One night, a guy says, I was into S&M. I said, how do you was some S&M? He said, he's with a chick. She's riding on top. She told him to tell her when he's going to come, and he did. And when he did, she reached under the pillowcase, pulled out a razor blade, and cut him across the chest. And I said, and that's when you became a was. He said, no, he knew she was going to do that. It was when she watched some movie that showed how you could stab somebody during sex with a butcher knife and they wouldn't die. And she wanted to try that shit out on him. And that made me realize that many people would love being with a freak. But along with that freaky person comes freaky people's problems. And the biggest problem with being with a freak is, and if you're considered the freak of a group, you got to keep going up the freak curve in order to keep your title. Okay? Give me an example, ladies. Let's say, ladies, you're with a guy, and in order for him to get off, he needs you to lick his feet. But you do that shit because you love him. Then y'all break up. And the next guy, he don't want you licking his feet, but now you got the taste for toes. You might be riding on top, sucking on the sock. Then you break up with him and trying to get rid of the whole foot thing, but now you're a freak, and you got to go up the freak curve. And so now, in order for you to come, right as you come, you have someone drip lemon juice on your booty hole. Lemon juice on the booty. There's a name for it. It's called the puckered owl. That's because if someone puts lemon juice on your booty hole, all you can do is go, hoo. Say it with me. There's also one for guys. Let me just on the booty hole, but first, right after that, you slap icy hot on his nuts. That's called the fire-breathing dragon. And he goes, ooh. Is that crazy, or?
I gotta go crazy.
Huh?
Get crazier.
Crazier?
Yeah, gotta go crazy.
You really want crazier than lemon juice on the booty hole? You're the one that said you like vanilla, ain't that some shit? You like vanilla, crazy vanilla. Vanilla crunch, exactly. I was gonna go vanilla with nuts, crunchy nuts, but you beat me to it. That was good. I reckon it's important. Yeah, this is fun. When I first moved down to Los Angeles, my Seattle friends who care about me said, yo, Trav, don't be down there wearing blue or red. Don't be wearing blue or red, man. And I'm thinking, how do niggas decide they can control 2 out of the 3 primary colors? Right? Plus, it's blue and red. A lot of people like blue and red, you know. I'm thinking the ones big color people don't like. Yo, dog, don't be wearing lime green. Nigga, I don't. If I was wearing the game, I would have done things differently. I would have controlled garments. Yeah, I'd have been like, if motherfucker come on our block, he better not wear a left shoe. You know? Yo, dog, slow down. I think I see a motherfucker wearing capris. With a mock neck. That's funny as shit to me. Tell you guys a little story. I did a show in Grants Pass, Oregon. Yeah. I didn't know before I went there. This is a real true story. I did a show in Grants Pass, Oregon. Had a great show. After the show, no one comes over to get a t-shirt, no one comes to say great show, no one comes to get a DVD, no one says shitty show. And finally a guy says, you said you were in the Marines? I go, yeah. He says, well, what unit were you in? Where did you go to school? We talked about 15 minutes. And he says, oh, you're cool. He waves his buddy over, and his buddy says, hey man, I fought heavyweight in the Ultimate Fighting Championships, and if anything happens tonight, I got your back. I'm thinking, got my back? Then a woman comes over to the table and says, you know this is a hate town, don't you? And I started to replay my set in my head, and I realized they were laughing at the wrong spots and jokes. And then I remembered a friend of mine, Stacy Hilliard, said that he said to me on the phone, he said, hey, you're going to Grants Pass. Don't be speeding down there. And remember, that's a Klan area. Bad cell phone connection. I thought he said, don't be speeding down there. And remember, that's a Klan area. See, it's the Oregon coast. I thought it was going to be like chowder and crackers. No chowder is what I'm trying to tell you. No chowder, just really bad crackers. And, yeah, but I noticed something. What about chowder?
Speaking of.
Yes.
Speaking of chowder.
Yes. Oh, you mean tell some really dirty joke like that dirty joke? I'll tell that later. Okay. I'll tell the joke now, okay. The joke that Will wants me to tell while I'm in the race section, but he wants me to go back to dirty dick jokes. The joke was this. I was talking with this woman, and she said to me, she didn't mind swallowing, just not the first cum of the night. Because the first cum of the night been in your balls since the last cum. And it's kind of like going to AM, PM at 3 o'clock in the morning to get some nachos. You might want to give the tube a couple of pumps. Or you went there with some crusty ass cheese. A lot of people, women are covering their faces up, you know, like they're nasty. Some women, they're not covering their faces up. That's what they're thinking, shit, I like buttermilk. Eggnog is not just for the holidays. You know how it is, ladies, when you get mad at your man and you try to hold out on the pussy? Remember, the longer you make him wait, the more likely you are to get a mouthful of waffle mix. Clam chowder, blue cheese, tartar sauce, tapioca pudding, grits. Anybody got one? I'm still working on that joke. Anybody got one?
Rocky Road.
Oh, Rocky Road. You got the swine flu of Rocky Road. Crunch. If some crunchy shit's coming out of your dick, Get in line behind American Doctor. That is some nasty shit, y'all. That was really nasty, Will. It's Will's fault. Tell you guys another one. Back before I lost the weight, I was probably weighing like over 300 pounds, and I was talking with this woman after we got done fucking, and she said to me, she said, "Don't take this wrong, but I've never before let a fat guy fuck me." She continued and said, and had she known that a fat guy's belly would have been rubbing on her clitoris, she would have let one fuck her sooner. So at first, I'm feeling bad she called me fat guy, until I thought, hey, that means I got a clit gut. You see what I'm saying? You gotta take what you have and think positively about it. And that's why I've been looking for a woman with a double chin. That's not a double chin to me, that's a nutshell.
You got a ball blanket, baby. It's a ball blanket.
Thank you. And there she is, back in the bag right there. Don't look, she's not back. Okay, all right, where was I? I was telling you about Grant's Pass, right? Oh, I got one for you. Do you know where the word honky came from? I've heard this is really true. The word honky came from, it was when white guys would frequent a black prostitute in a black neighborhood back in the day. They wouldn't get out of the car. They would just honk. Yeah. That's pretty good, right? Take that with you. Okay. All right, here's the quiz portion of the show. See how smart of an audience we have. You ready? Yeah. Anybody in here good at Jeopardy or some games like that? No. Kind of? Okay, you ready? No. All right. How many of you know, and you can yell out if you do, know who invented the television? Ain't that some shit? A man from Idaho named Philo T. Farnsworth invented a television. In the documentary, they said he died broke. I thought that's the worst shit ever. If you invented television, by now you should have like Bill Gates money and a couple generations of Paris Hilton's help you spin that shit up. I thought that was the worst inventor story ever until I read about a black man named Charles Drew. I remembered his name because Charles drew blood. He invented blood transfusions, and he created the blood bank. And he died because he was in a car accident in Georgia, and they wouldn't get a transfusion because he's black. And I figured he went to the door going, "Hey man, but I invented a machine." And he said, "Well, joke's on you, nigga. You should have kept that shit at the house." That joke got a standing ovation in Grant's Pass. I'm not making that up. And when they stood up, the thought that ran through my head was, I noticed that most of the rich people are white, but not all the white people are rich. And there must be a special kind of mental anguish you got to go through trying to figure out how you end up being one of the poor whites. It can make you hate brown people for no reason. Take that with you. There's a new product coming out that will stop any man from cheating. Guaranteed. It's called the Pussy Patch. And it works like a nicotine patch. Except you put it on and you feel good. Real good for about 30 seconds. Then you just roll over and fall asleep. I just put on another patch. And the patch comes in different strengths like Amish, Frat Boy, and Will Chamberlain. And different flavors. Flavors like soccer mom, twice divorced and sour, and stinking ass construction hoe. They also got one for women, keep them faithful. It's called the dick sticker. And you get what you get when you go to a club. You get cowboy wannabe guy, rapper wannabe guy, or broke brother with some good dick. Anybody ever had a broke brother with some good dick? Anybody need a broke brother? Last thing. I said the N-word a couple times tonight, and I want to explain. I was watching MTV, and on there they said that the rap songs today say the N-word 5 times more than they did in the late 80s and early 90s. And even Jennifer Lopez had a song out. It starts to fall down the charts too soon. They go back into the studio and they remixed her in, saying the N-word. So I'm thinking, what's next? Next, I believe, start taking that word and putting it into old songs. ABC, nigga, 1, 2, 3. That's what's going to happen right now. Depending on your age, if you're black, will decide on how often you hear or say that word. My grandfather, I never heard him say it. My father, I never heard him say it in public, but I could be at the barbershop with him, and one of his friends might point to a TV and go, man, Michael Jordan's a bad nigga. Me and my friends, we wouldn't say it in public, but we'd warn each other, hey man, don't be hearing that nigga. That nigga's crazy. But these kids today, I'm at the grocery store, and the kids are yelling across the aisle going, yo nigga, grab me some strawberry Pop-Tarts. What? Strawberry Pop-Tarts, nigga? What flavor? Red, motherfucker. And they were Chinese. And I was like, Steve, you wasn't my boy. All right, you guys, thank you.
Holy crap, we've had a fun time tonight.
Many people have been asked before, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And in general, people say the same things all the time. Like flying, what else? That's the guy with a broke dick right there. Want to add an engine to his balls or something. Bionic penis. Would it have sound effects and shit too? She said invisible.
Invisibility.
So what we got? We got flying.
X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. Those normally are the top 3. We normally don't have bionic dick. Normally it's flying, X-ray vision, and invisible. First of all, I believe that if you can fly, you had better be invisible too. Because not everybody knows you the flying guy, and they'll shoot your ass out the sky. Right? And X-ray vision, when guys say that, what they really mean is see-through vision. Right? Nobody's trying to see your bones. Nobody's getting up on that. Oh, baby, your tibia, baby. Let me see that femur, baby. That femur. But the answer to the question, what would be the best superpower to have, came to me in a dream. In the dream, I was 22 again, and I had the ability to make my dick taste like anything. Come on, fellas, think about it. Think about it, fellas. You're 22 again. Wait. You got a bad, dirty dick story over here? Funky balls. Really? You got a funky ball story?
She does.
Some balls tasting like corn chips. She has a funky ball story for us. Who? The birthday girl? No, you? Which one of you two is hanging out in Funky Ballville? Did you cup the balls with the reverse hand grip? You got, so she just projected funky balls. She's my friend, but she likes funky balls. No funky ball story?
No, we're good.
Okay.
No idea.
All right, where was I? Okay. Oh, superpower. Cause you laughing like you sniffed some funky balls. Funky balls are like laughing gas. You're crying like the balls just like burnt your eyes. Your eyes are watering just thinking about the funky balls. Was it a Tuesday? This would be the birthday of funky balls. Anybody over here has okay. I was telling you in the middle of a fucking joke. All right. Superpowers. Best superpower to have would be the. Can you imagine that, fellas? You're 22. You're leaving the club. You got the girl in the passenger seat. Hey, girl. What you like to eat? Ice cream? Or what flavor? See, as crazy as that is, many women in the room right now should be thinking of a flavor. What flavor are you thinking of?
I haven't had time to be.
Well, if the balls weren't funky, but it was a good flavor, what flavor would you want the balls to be?
Strawberry.
Strawberry. She likes gay guys. Okay. Any of the flavors, ladies? Any of your flavors? What? Cherry Garcia. She likes old versions. With gray hair on the ball. What are the flavors? What? You need to hang out with her with Funky Monkey. She can tell you all about the Funky Monkey. Chubby Hubby. You mean like Aunt Tom. You're a dude. He's a dude looking for a Tiger Woods type brother. Oh, Lord. Fellas, what kind of flavors would we like to find if we could choose?
Banana nut.
Banana nut. That's like a big dude just left. Banana nut. Huh?
Passion fruit.
There you go, passion fruit.
Peach.
Peach. Now you're thinking he likes young chicks, okay. What are the flavors, fellas?
Watermelon.
What?
Watermelon.
I ain't got shit to say about watermelon. You are not gonna have me on stage talking about watermelon. I don't eat chicken in public and I don't talk about watermelon.
Sushi.
Chocolate! She likes brothers. Okay, there you go. Sushi? I know, sushi. He said, sushi! Basically, he was saying, I'm eating pussy babies. Call on me. Call on me. My tongue is a chimp. I was just reading your page here, and I love this quote on your page, which is by Mark Twain from the autobiography of Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Which says, in religion and politics, people's beliefs and convictions are in almost every case gotten at second hand and without examination from authorities who have not themselves examined the questions at issue, but have taken them at second hand from other non-examiners whose opinions about them were not worth a brass farthing. Mark Twain.
A brass farthing. Well, actually, I'm guilty of being a non-examiner because I just copied and pasted that from someone else's page. I read it, but I didn't check it to make sure it was authentic or anything like that.
It sounds pretty good. It sounds Twain-like, and
we'll roll with that from here. Our question today is on Funny to the Moon. We welcome Paul. Say your name.
Paul Benulo.
Paul Benulo, and this is and Tana Manu, and I'm Travis Simmons. And our question today is religion and politics the same thing?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't really wait when you say that. I think religion and science are sort of polar opposites, striving for the same conclusion almost, you know. And the common ground would be spirituality. I'm not sure how politics really features into that question myself. I don't, you know, but when you put it on your Facebook page, that was my reaction. Was that I think it's more science than religion. Anyhow, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your show with that.
No, not at all. Not at all. You're actually contributing.
We can explain. We can explain. The Mark Twain quote says it perfectly. That when you're in church, your priest is up on the podium.
Your priest is on the podium. Is that what you said?
He's up on the podium. The preacher.
The lectern. Yeah.
Yes. The imam, the rabbi, whoever. He's up in front. He's elevated. He's important. How do we know he's important? We don't. In fact, nobody does. There's this generic idea that his costuming, his language, his posture, his position in the building must mean he's important. That's all anyone needs to know. And we give tithing. We believe in what they say. There's just this faith that this is a great person. We don't know how they got there. We don't know why they're closer to God than we are. They just are. Don't question it. You know, that's being, you know, like an infidel. In politics, these people that are our leaders, that are above us, why are they there? Why are they worth billions and billions of dollars individually? Why are they in the places that they are? Nobody knows. There's the sense that just have faith. They're better than us. Don't question the income of a hedged fund manager, over $1 billion a year that these guys make individually. You know, please don't question what these leaders do, how many homes they own, how many yachts they have. There's a faith that we have that the politicians are a type of priest to the voters. They are exalted and held at a higher standard for no reason. It doesn't matter about the stories of infidelity, of corruption. It doesn't matter the dozens of jailings by public officials for theft and various things every single year. None of that matters. Still, just like with these priests with the molestations, still they're held. They have to be held in reverence. And that's how I think politics is like religion, is that we just believe that the ideas that these people give us to live by must be followed. And to question them, to say, is voting really the thing to do? Is that my only way to participate? Is this tax system the way my money is taken from me, the percentage that's asked of me? Is this fair? Should I even be doing it? People say, don't think that way. Don't even go there. If you don't pay taxes, then you shouldn't go to a hospital. That's what a religious person would say to a non-believer. If you don't believe, then God should put you in hell. There's a humanity that's removed by not obeying the rules in religion. If you don't behave the rules of religion, you're actually less of a human, and you maybe should burn in hell. If you don't believe in the rules of politics, you're less of a citizen and should be denied its social system. So that's, to me, politics and religion are very similar. That we think if somebody is not participating in politics, even if somebody has beef. George Carlin was not a voter for these same reasons, saying if people want to do it and it makes them feel better, then go ahead. But really, it goes nowhere. That's the same I would say to somebody in church. It's nice if they want to believe in that and give up their tithing and go to these meetings, but personally, I believe it goes nowhere for them. So I wouldn't go to church, but I guess I understand why people do. I don't vote, but I guess I understand why people do. I think people transfer their over from the church. It's still a sense of faith. It's still a sense of blind belief, of servitude, of obedience. without questioning. So I guess that's the comparison.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Now I see your point. That's good. I think in older societies, or at the beginning of civilization, that the priests were actually the leaders, and even today, a lot of politicians are seen as divine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
George Bush.
Yeah.
George Bush couldn't do nothing wrong, or
Well, he couldn't do anything right. That was the problem. I mean, the man can't speak.
yes, but there were people who, when they talked about him, like on the different commentators, political commentators, Bush would give a speech, stumble and stammer all the way through it, but they would tell you how wonderful it was, how beautiful it was.
That's like when I saw the Michael Jackson movie that came out, and everyone in the crowd, they were all saying, "Oh, he was dancing so wonderfully and everything like that." Just worship, like you say, like people are looking for someone to follow. I just saw a video the other night about this woman named Temple Grandin. Does that name ring a bell by any chance?
Yes, I saw that special. The
isn't that great?
Expert who changed the way of like our how we grow our food and things like that. She's considered like a genius.
And she's also autistic.
Yeah.
She grew up autistic, and so she had a better understanding of how animals behave. And her favorite animal, of course, is the cow. And so it's wondering, we're still animals, and maybe, we have this cattle. We're always looking for leaders, whether it be a sports star or a pop star or a president.
Yeah, and I think that's where the religious mentality and the connection comes to, is that people see that there's a way to behave that a lot of people are doing, and they find comfort in that, and they don't want it. They don't want it to be questioned. They don't want you to sort of, make waves. It's like, because I think there's a side that, like with church, if this priest and this Bible isn't true, people feel like, then I'm done. There's nowhere else for me to go. Like I've put everything into this church. I can't change now. And I think when it comes to voting, and we know that at first, to say white men invented voting in this country is not like a euphemism. That I'm talking about actually, Caucasian guys, no ethnicity, no women were involved. What was their first decision? Only us super rich, wealthy landowners participate. So that went on for years. They decided, in their benevolence and their wisdom, that only they, the fat-pocketed white guys, should even have a choice for all the people. Then that started to hurt their feelings. People started getting riled up. You got to let all men vote, even freed slaves and blah, blah, blah. So there's that drama. People getting shot at polling booths, people getting beaten up, getting their teeth knocked out, trying to turn in their ballots, and that was shenanigans. Then we hit the 1920s and 30s where women wanted to be. So when has voting ever been righteous and good? It seems like now people are like, no, we've got it down now. Now it's perfect and righteous. It's the best system. And I say it still oddly seems to perpetuate the wealthy, and it seems to only ever pick sort of Christian warmongering millionaires.
You know what another similarity between the churches and religion is that when there is a politician who is convicted of some type of, money scheme or doing something they shouldn't do, there's a very similar to response to when the priests molest the children, to where they act like, oh, that was just him. And they don't investigate everybody else. And that's my problem.
Well, hey, you guys, there's one other thing I want to agree with Tana on, and it's that going to church, I don't go to church because it's really boring. But I smell my fries burning now, so I got to let you guys go. But Travis, it's a great show, and I want to talk to you guys again, okay?
Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks a lot for having me on.
Say your name again.
Paul Benulo.
Well, Paul Benulo, it was a pleasure having you here on Funny to the Moon. I will send you a link when the episode is up.
I'm going to check it out. Take care, you guys.
Take it easy, Paul. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Well, okay, here's the theory on voting. Here's my theory. Okay, Hennigan, check out this theory. The money people, the profit seekers, they really choose who is going to be in charge and all that. Most of the time, 90% of the time, they just pick it. And
You think so? What does it cost to fucking run for president? $500 million, right? So yeah.
Because of, but then the reason why they can only do it 90% of the time is that they do need the perception of the masses on their side. So Kerry and Bush, the perception was that was a pretty close race, so Bush wins. Bush and Gore, the perception is that's a pretty close race, so Bush wins. And even the Supreme Court had to help him. Clinton's wins were huge. The perception was not even close, so they couldn't take his.
Yeah.
And Obama had these 200,000 people rallies that couldn't pull it off with Obama because the perception didn't match. But if you can get within 40, 60, 55, 45, you're always going to get a criminal because nobody's going to fight it. People are going to go, oh, yeah, the religious right came out, all the senior citizens voted, yeah, that's what you get, yeah, that's what the news said, so, probably, and then we all just go back to sleep. But I just don't believe each piece of paper is counted, and we know what that true number is.
Well, you know what Joseph Stalin said? He said, it's not who votes that counts, it's who counts the votes.
Thank you.
And, Diebold, the company that did all the balloting, they were in Bush's pocket, one of the biggest contributors to his cause. So, you can make it go whatever you want, man. Mickey Mouse will win the fucking election if you plug it in right.
Yeah.
Give me a 17-year-old Korean kid, we'll have fucking Mickey Mouse as vice president.
Yep.
But anyway,
yeah,
I didn't vote.
Pull it off is if the perception is too heavy against them. Then people
It's
would
just
believe.
crazy. It's like, wow, these guys have robbed, they've emptied the coffers, run us in debt, and now he had 2 years to put it all back together. He hadn't done it. So let's go back to the guys that screwed it up to begin with. This is like, you know what, America, you really deserve it. It's like you deserve wrestling and parking wars and Dog the Bounty Hunter. You deserve all that because you're idiots. And there's no president. There's no government. Whose illusion is that? You think so? Take the money away and watch this thing collapse like a house of cards. There's no substance. So.
Well, one issue that I found very interesting was I just saw an article that was saying that gay persons voted Republican higher than they did in 2006. 2006 it was 24% voted Republican, and this time 31%. And I'm thinking,
man, the media says that. The media is just trying to get us pissed off at the faggots. You know what I'm saying? We just got mellow with these people, and now they're trying to stir up some ruckus about it. How dare you go Republican? You know what? Most gay people have jobs, so yeah, they're going to go Republican. They want somebody to protect their investment. That's what happens when you reach a certain level. But the rest of us are stuck down here, so we're going to be Democrats or liberals or radicals or something. But that's my opinion.
I absolutely agree with you because they did the same thing on the last election. They told the gay people that the reason why they didn't get it was because the black people didn't vote for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And when it got repealed in California.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, they're saying it was. But what is odd is that one of the biggest proponents against gay marriage and gay people in the priesthood is the Black Southern Church. That's so odd how quickly the Bible to make them slaves. A few generations later, they're way closer to a slave owner with that mentality than a slave.
Without a doubt, I said that
they took the slave owner's religion and then they try to adapt it. And it's ridiculous in the hands of the slave owner. It's certainly ridiculous in the hands of the second-hand. We're supposed to hate gays and Jews and what the hell? That stuff's outdated. That's some tribal mentality from 2,000 years ago. The Shiites and the Hittites and all. Come on. The gays were heirs. sleep with whoever you want. That's just such a non-issue. They give us that to chew on rather than something real. Rather than look at what's really going on. Who's really running this show? Who's really making money on everything? You know, oh yeah, but should the gays be able to make? Shut up. Who cares? You know?
Yeah, it's a non thing.
Yeah, they should have health insurance, and of course they should marry if they want to do that. Next issue, what marijuana? Yeah, legalize it. Shut up. Move on. Jesus, what are we? 1950? Where's McCarthy when we need him?
I know. Well, that's what the Tea Party's mantra is. That's when they say, "Give my America back." And all that. What they're saying is there was an era where you're looking at, you know, the late 40s, early 50s, where the white man ruled. That's the time of the skinny ties, the crew cuts. Women were in the home wearing pearls. You know, minorities, black people, you know, separate drinking fountains. It was the bomb. They all want to go back to like 1952 when
everyone was happy.
Yeah,
or at least they were.
Yeah, and look at the name of the show that had no black people on it. Happy Days.
Didn't they have their own show? Yeah, about 20 years later.
That's the era they are all talking about, when you could hit your wife once a week as long as it was with an open hand.
Right.
That's what they...
That was the first open marriage.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. Oh, how we miss the days that never were, you know, because the memory creates that stuff out of nothing, you know. There weren't ever good old days. It sucked ass. Black and white TV, Ed Sullivan, shut the fuck up. Are you out of your mind? The Ed Soul? I mean, how many... Corvair. No, that wasn't the good old days. It was horrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call him the Big Funny.
Yeah.
Mr. Travis Simmons.
Thank you. 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 I'm tall too, yeah. I'm glad you noticed I was a tall guy. I did a show one time at another Seattle club. I don't want to say its name, but it rhymes with. And they introduced me like this.
Your next comedian is a black guy.
I'm like, black guy? I'm tall guy. I got more tall guy problems than black guy problems. No matter whose car I get in, my knees are on the dashboard. Black guy, don't worry about that. And I would go to a tall shop. It's not big and tall. It's really big or tall. Right? Like the pants feel like a 52 waist with 22 inside. There's no 40-40 in the big and tall shop. But I understand that people will see you how they see you from a distance. So I figured that from then on, if ever I was in a room and everyone else is white, I'm black guy. If I'm in a room and everyone else is black, I'm tall guy. And when I'm on the basketball court, I'm old, slow, fat motherfucker. I used to be able to play. One of my high school basketball teammates is in here somewhere. Will. I got a bunch of high school friends over here in this area. That's pretty cool, huh? They never saw me do comedy before, so this is going to be fun. I'm really glad to be back in Seattle. I love the people. I love my friends. I love the weed. I've been to some places with some really bad weed. I was in Montana. Yeah. And after the show, the guy said, "You want some weed?" I said, "Is it any good?" He said, "Where you from?" I said, "Seattle." He said, "Oh, you don't want none of this." I was in Arizona, took a hit, and it was so bad, I realized that I was going to get a sore throat before I got high. That's some bad weed, right? Name for me, if you will, some of the more famous weed smokers of all time. Jimi Hendrix. Bob Marley. Snoop. Cheech and Chong. Bill Clinton. Yeah. Then he stuck it in her pussy. I was watching a documentary about jazz, and on there they said that Louis Armstrong used to smoke weed every day, all day long, and they asked him why. And he said that it was the 1930s and 40s, and that marijuana was his insulator against the pain of racism. I'm thinking, of course. That's what he meant when he said, "I see the green." Thank you. Y'all laughing so hard, hook me up after the show. I'm out with shit. You got me? Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't like the word racist, because the word racist sounds too much like science. It sounds like you thought some shit through, but you didn't. Till I had an Asian friend. Then I saw another Asian person, and I said to myself, "Hey, that ain't Steve." Some of y'all know Steve? Really, it was Dylan. Good. Since the last time I was here, I lost 60 pounds. I was watching Oprah, and Oprah's doctor, Dr. Oz, said that makes your adrenal glands produce. So those ain't members. Tell you something. God. She's coming out of the bathroom and sitting on the bed. She said she looked in the sweat. Had his above the bed. His gut was covered with his bill marks, big old boobs.